Hey, welcome back. So fortunately, we still have all of the snow and I can enjoy some photography in these winterly conditions. I've already set the camera and the tripod up and I'm framing up a tree over here, which in and of itself looks quite simple, but technically this composition is quite challenging and it's a lot of micromanaging to make this work. I hope at least. This is the tree that I've decided to frame up. And you can see it has a lot of character. There's just something to it, the way that it's growing. It has a lot of beautiful texture on it. That's why it caught my interest. And there's a fence over here, which is also included into the frame. And then you can see all of the snow in the background. Just like in the last video, I'm exposing this image very brightly, very high key. So there's not going to be any detail in snow. It's just going to be very white and bright. And that's going to make you focus on the tree and all of the details and texture in there. Now I just mentioned that this image is quite challenging in terms of technique and it's all down to framing. Because there's so much empty space on it, you're really just going to focus on the fence and the tree. So this is the most important part, the part with the most weight in this image. Which means the interaction between the two needs to be quite flawless, so to speak. What happens if I tilt the camera upwards, which is what I would like to do, because then I'll just have this very immersive look onto the tree, is that the fence kind of gets like unstraight. It just kind of seems to be bent upwards a little bit just because of the angle that I'm shooting from. So that means that I have to shoot quite straight as I'm doing right now. That will give the fence quite a straight look and really make it work as a straight leading line. But when I'm doing that, I'm including so much empty space at the bottom that it's really kind of unnecessary. And also I have to zoom out quite a bit to capture all of the, this immersive look in the tree that I wanted to. That's not an issue at all because I can just crop out the bottom later and then still have a nicely framed shot, but with a straight leading line. And that's exactly what I'm doing over here. So this image is most likely going to be black and white just because there's no real interest in the colors, and also black and white is just going to give it a little bit more emphasis and contrast. So I think that's the best way to make this work. So the weather forecast is quite interesting, at least here in Germany, with a precautious warning for tomorrow. There might be heavy snowfall, blizzard conditions, a lot of strong wind. That's also why I've chosen to go out today and take some images, because I'm not quite sure how tomorrow is going to look and if I'm able to even go out. So the next shot is also technically quite challenging, but for a different reason. Just have a look at this. So for this particular shot, I've almost drowned my tripod in the snow and risked my camera to get into barbed wire. So yeah, you gotta see the effort. Okay, so it's not that different to the last image. Obviously, right this second, someone just walked by. Oh, you gotta love it. Okay, so this shot is actually not too different from the last one. The reason why I'm going through all of this and trying to get my camera as low to the ground as possible is because I want the shot to be very minimalistic. And there's a lot of stuff going on in the foreground, and by just going super low, I can basically erase all of that from the image. So I'm really shooting from a ground angle, which makes this tree so immersive and quite minimalistic, because in the front it's just pure white snow. Then we have kind of an edge where the snow ebbs off, and then there's a tree emerging. Then there's a lot of sky and a little bit of distant background. But I think it works just fine for a minimalistic shot. Also the background adds a little bit to the image, I quite like that. Okay, so the tree is very heavy on the left hand side. I'd say about 90% of the tree, of the visual weight, is on the left hand side. Just kind of split in the middle. On the right hand side is basically nothing. all of the interest, all of the branches are on the left hand side, which means I'm placing the tree on the right hand side of the frame to create some balance in the image. Now whenever I want to press the shutter button in this position, my fingers always get into the barbed wire, so I gotta be careful. But in terms of harmony and balance, I'm actually quite pleased with this image. I think it works great the way that I've placed the tree on the right hand side and then it can just grow on it to the left hand side. It's great. I've zoomed in to the point where I'm just not cutting off the branches, but the tree is like very dominant and prominent in the middle, and everything else is just like background, a little bit of foreground, and yeah, quite simplistic scene. So this image could work either way, as a color one or as a black and white one. Just looking at the back of the camera, I don't really dislike the color version too much, so I think that's gonna be the way to go. Yeah, we'll see. I don't really know about today. It's like the conditions are great and I really love that, but I don't really feel creative. Maybe it's like the area over here, the surroundings. I mean, this is not the best location that I could have chosen, but I mean, it's not too bad either. It's like I don't know, maybe just today. Not gonna be super creative all days. Maybe it's also because I'm a little bit restricted in terms of movement, because I'm basically just staying on the way and the path over here, and I can't really like go off the path and really explore. Yeah, maybe this is also adding to the problem. So I quickly want to mention that I have a photography course available where I teach you everything that you need to know. Finding compositions, framing them up, how to deal with different conditions, post-processing, everything to know. Top link in the description. I also have like presets available. It's all in the description. Go give that a look. So the conditions have gotten quite miserable. It's starting to rain a little bit, not even snow, but rain. And yeah, it's gotten quite darkish, so not really photogenic conditions. I've walked to a small riverbed in the hope of at least finding one more image over here. With all the snow on the... There's my image. I don't think that's sharp. Along this river over here there's still a lot of snow on the side, which I thought might work as an image. And then there's just this bird, which I don't really know the name, sorry, but there's this bird which lands in the water and then just catches fish. It just flew by over here, and I got it, but I don't think it's sharp because my exposure time was too slow. Nonetheless, there are a couple of trees over here which do have some interest, just because the way that they are growing and interacting with each other. And I thought maybe combined with the snow and the leading line being the river, maybe I can make it work. I'm just going to quickly take this one handheld. Yeah, just going to try, hoping for the best. You can see I'm standing on a small overview over here. And I've shot this composition before, but like in different circumstances and different conditions. So I know that it can work. I'm just not quite sure if in these conditions and lighting situations it's gonna work. I'm just hoping for the best. And okay, so the end of the video is not how I was hoping for, and everything is getting quite wet. So I'm gonna head home now. Hope you enjoyed the video nonetheless. So thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe. This is always support for the channel. And yeah, see you in the next one. Hopefully with even better conditions.